Welcome everybody, welcome back. And of course, it is racing previews and reviews, but there's no review because we're going to kick straight in to the Dublin Racing Festival day number 2. I'm recording this on a Friday night late, so we haven't even got into day 1 yet, but really looking forward to day 1. But again, we have a preview. It's probably going to be underneath this one for day 1. So get involved. Some nice selections in there. But let's kick on. We're going to preview every race here today for day 2. Again, 4 grade ones in the card. What an I love this festival. I think 2 days we're getting to see the best of the best take on the best of the best. For me, it's one of the weekend in racing I really look forward to. And I'm actually going to be up there for Sunday for day 2. So hopefully we bang in a few live winners. So let's kick on. 1:10 start again very early. We're going to kick off proceedings with a 2-mile one. Mayor's handicap hurdle is a grade B. We got a stack of them line up here. 23 totally declared. It's a tough race. This I'm torn between. There was 2 JPs that I'm torn between, but I'm going to go with a less unexposed runner here in the shape of the Liz Dial train. Simon Turns ridden, very low weight, very unexposed. Ballybawn Belter, and it won a bumper here first time out. Takes a bit of ask. That does. Loves the track, obviously. It's only run 5 times over hurdles and it's still a maiden. I think we might be just. Wild Sports are playing 6th place in this race. And I think at 12-1, this is going to be a cracking each way play. I think definitely fills the top 6 spots, and hopefully we can go and get off to a flyer here. Comes very in, as I said, off a very nice low weight, a very good jockey, a shrewd trainer, shrewd owner, and very, very unexposed. So for me, Ballybawn, Belter each way. Another sneaky little one each way is a regatta choice for Rachel Blackmore, Henry de Bromhead. I think, if I am correct, I'm not too sure the price of that one. Could be in around double figures, but regatta choice might be a little bit of a one to fill the place as well. But my first selection is my each way selection, and that is Ballybawn Belter. Let's kick on to the first grade one of day 2. It's the 140. This is a novice chase, and it's over 2 miles 5. 6 line up here. I'm going to go with the favourite. Very unoriginal, but what is not going to be unoriginal this week is Gordon Elliott, because Willie Mullins is just far. This is his very first live chance, I think, of picking up a grade 1 of the weekend. Now, maybe I could be eating my words already. He might be already picking up one, because this is going to go out, obviously, tomorrow, which will be after day 1. But Mighty Potter, for me, he's beat Gillard and Menny well. He's only blip in his copybook was in the Supreme last year, where he pulled up, but he made a couple of bad jumps. But since then, he's been scintillating, won a grade 1 hurdle, and then was absolutely breathtaking over chases. Gillard de Mesnil is actually his second season novice chasing. So for me, the open to improve over fences here is Mighty Potter. The one I could see maybe running a good race is Kilcrut, our old favourite that we like to back each way. 6 runners, so we're going to be limited to 2 places. So maybe without the Fav Kilcrut for Sean O'Keefe and Willie Mullins for a little bit of a fun play. But for me, Mighty Potter and Davy Russell with Gordon Elliott combination here in the second race. That brings us to the Dublin Chase, of course, grade 1 again, over 2 miles 1. And it's been won through the greats throughout the years. We've only got 5 runners lined up here. For me, it's all about Blue Lord. I think this lad is an absolute beast. He's only improving and getting better. Big, fine horse that's growing into himself all the time. Paul Townend, he will be absolutely on an aeroplane, this lad. This lad is going to win with his head tucked between his tails, I think. And I think the one to follow him home for prize money will be same owner, so the old boy So Royal. He'll put up a gallant effort again. But for Alan King coming over. But for me, Blue Lord, it's just by how far, really. That kicks us to race 4. It is another handicap. It's a chase, though, this time over 2 miles 5. It's a grade A. Again, we've got a load running here. 23 runners lined up here. 6 places a game at Wild Sports. So it's going to be one up for our each way lucky 15. And I'm going to go nice and quickly through this race. I've only one each way selection. You know I like to put in maybe 2 in these big huge handicaps, but I always put up 2 that I think can fill the top spots when they're playing extra places, and they're always each way prices. For me, I'm going to go on here 12 to 1. Tom should be a little bit bigger, maybe, and the prices might drift out a bit, but obviously showed. I go through these handicaps without looking at the prices, and I try and pick them out, and then after I see where I'm at. And I thought this lad might be about 16 to 1 to 20 to 1, maybe. But Ramberland Jacques for Winnie Mullins with Brian Hayes in the saddle. Some decent form if you go back through it, and the last day it ran the Tri-Town. I think if it comes on and from that run, which he should do, he got a bit hampered, and there was a couple of not so fluent jumps. I think should be banged there. Should be definitely in the top 6 anyway. But it's a tough race, 23 runners. Well, for me, I'm going to go take a chance here. Fire this lad into our each way of 15, and that is Ramberland Jacques for Brian Hayes and Willie Mullins. That brings us to the 5th race, and this is an absolute. This is the feature. This is the feature. It's the Champion Hurdle. But we've only got 6 runners lined up here. But what 6 we have? We have Piper for Gordon Illy, Davy Russell. He's going to be a lively outsider. State Man, warm favourite, 11 to 10. Paul Town and Willie Mullins. He's going to take the beating here. Takarango, not sure will he run. He's declared as well on Saturday for Thomas Mullins and JB Foley. Then we have Vauban, who's 3rd favourite for Willie Mullins and Danny Mullins. Zana here, another outsider for Gordon Elliott, with Dennis Regan taking the ride at 40 to 1. And then we have the Wonder Mare that was Honeysuckle, 7 of 4, 2nd favourite for Rachel Blackmore and Henry the Bromhead. Look, we're all racing fans at heart here. This is not a get-rich page. This is not one of your let's bet to pints. This is a preview show. This is what we think might win races. This is a fun preview. It's not a I think we're going to have so many winners and so much money. This is, let's put on our Lucky 15. Let's put on our 10 or 12, 5 or treble. This is putting on fun pastime bets that we're not going to miss from our pocket, number 1. And it's about enjoying the race, number 2, for our pastime. For me, I'd love to see Honeysuckle coming up here and absolutely hosing up and eating my words here. But what I'm going to say next is probably going to disappoint myself. I don't think she's going to be in the top 3. Going by our last run, I hope I'm wrong. But for her last run, I cannot have her in the top 3 here. Statement of a bomb for me are going to battle this out. I'm going to take a chance here with the Boyle Sports special of get your money back as a free bet. If you finish 2nd to the Fav, I'm going to take him on with Vauban. We loved this horse last year, and we duly obliged in Cheltenham with us as well. So for me, I'm going to go with Vauban, a bit of value at 7 to 2. Danny Mullins. Look, Statement beat him the last day by 4.5 lengths. But for me, the positives for Vauban. Willie Mullins even said after he's going to come on and off from that run. He nearly talked about this horse being 2nd more than he talked about the winner. But the winner was very good, and he's going to take the beating. But for me, with the Boyle Sports money back, if you finish 2nd to the Fav as a free bet, I think this could be the one just for a little bit of a fun play. As I said, Honeysuckle, if she comes up here on the snaff and wins, I would be happy to lose my €10 or my €5 or whatever bet I have on. But I'm going to go with a bond, and I hope first of all Honeysuckle puts in a performance. If she can finish in the top 3 here, it's still going to be, I think, back to her best. But if she goes out like quietly, I think we need to really think about if she will even turn up in March. But for me, I'm not going to keep talking about it. I'm going to go with a bond with the money back as a free bet offer. And if I'm wrong and Honeysuckle wins, so be it. That brings us to race number 6. It is the last grade 1 of what's going to be an absolute epic 2 days racing. This is the novice hurdle over 2 miles, and we have 7 runners lined up here. This is going to be a crazy race to watch, I think. Fakile Vega 1 to 2. I think he'd be shorter if he wasn't as impressive as we thought he was going to be over at Christmas. Well, for me, he's unbeaten. Sonequa Vega. He's a champion festival champion, a Cheltenham champion bumper winner last year, Paul Townend. But he was vulnerable looking the last day. Not vulnerable looking to the field that he ran against, I thought, but vulnerable looking going forward. There's a couple of classy individuals here. Dark Raven for Willie Mullins, Darrell Jacob. He could be one that might give him a bit to trouble him. High definition. We seen this lad. He was favoured for an Epsom Derby when he was training with Aidan O'Brien. He was all the talk when he made the switch to Joseph O'Brien to go hurling. He's a 5-year-old by Galileo, JJ Slevin. It'd be nice to see JJ bang in a big winner here. So for me, again, he made his debut over the course and distance in Stevens' day, and that maiden hurdle always is won by a good one, and he won, but he won like he could improve off it. He is going to have to get his jumping together better to give the favourite any trouble here. But if this lad jumps slick, if he jumps slick on Sunday, he's going to put it up to Fakile Vega just on his form alone, I think. And I'm going to go with high definition here. Again, we're going to use that insurance of finishing second, money back as a free bet to Boyle Sports. To the Fab, I mean, with Boyle Sports. So for me, high definition. Look, Fakile Vega, for me, he's done nothing wrong. And the last day he looked at, but he's entitled. Some horses sometimes are entitled to look tired. I just hope it's going to be a cracking race. We're going to tell a lot from this. In the pocket is not out of a two for Henry Brabham and Rachel Blackmore. As I said, Dark Raven, he's another each way player. But for me, I'm going to go with high definition. I think Fakile Vega will win, but for high definition with the insurance and money back as a free bet. So I'm going to go with high definition here in the novice hurdle. That brings us to the 410. This is a tricky little race now, a 2-mile handicap hurdle. We have one up the top here, given a lot of weight though. Gaelic Warrior, favour for the novices in not the novices, favour for some of the Cheltenham Festival races, and won well the last day. Is it a good thing in a handicap? I don't know. I think weight stops horses. One I'm going to go with each way because Boyle Sports are paying 5 places. Going to fire him into Lucky 15. The each way Lucky 15. And that is common practice. 9-1. Luke Dempsey takes the ride here in off a super low weight. Super low weight, this guy. He's been running around in a couple of good races. He ran the last day he ran the grade 3 behind Lossiemount. In Fairyhouse, he was only beaten about 8 lengths, which is good for him coming into handicap. You might say, Jesus, he was beaten 8 lengths, but he's beaten 8 lengths by an absolute superstar of a horse that might go and back it up. And if he backs it up on Saturday, which I think Lossiemount will, then you're going to have a right chance here. I think this lad, 8 lengths. So for me, common practice, fire him into Lucky 15, 9-1, should be in the top 5, hopefully. Gaelic Warrior, hey, look, he could be the good thing. Carrying bundles away, though, that's the only problem. That brings us to the final race. It is the 8th and final race, and the 16th race overall. It is the Coolmore National Hunt Sires Irish EBF Mares National Hunt Flat Race. It's a grade 2. It's open to 4-year-olds to 7-year-olds, won by some of the grades. 8 runners line up here, over 2 miles. Warm favourites and being supported already is fun. 2-1 into 13 day for Paddy and William Mullins. And why wouldn't he? He has the choice of 2, but I'd imagine they could have run 22 in this race if they wanted. I'm going to go with the other runner though, Jody Town and Fancy Girl, 130. I think Jody could have won this race a year or 2 ago actually. So hopefully we lightning strikes twice. I think she could have won this race maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Anyway, look, I should have had me facts. There's no point guessing here. But Fancy Girl for me. Paddy Mullins actually touted this horse, this mare, should I say, a good few weeks ago, and it's not too many I put in the tracker, but this is one of them. Owned by the same colours of the great, legendary Hurricane Fly. So for me, Fancy Girl, 130. I'm going to go with Fancy Girl to win the last for William Mullins and Jody Townend. Again, the support has been unreal. Keep liking and keep sharing. It's going to cost nothing, only a little bit of a finger bang. Hopefully we're going to bang in some winners in day 2. I'm going to be up there. The atmosphere is going to be electric. If anyone is up there, hopefully we can get a few over the line. Let's hope we see some fantastic. We are going to see some fantastic racing. There's no two ways about it. Let's hope we see some thrilling finishes. Let's hope we see some extraordinary stuff of good things just absolutely doing what they're meant to do and winning by 15 lengths. Let's hope all the jockeys and horses come back safe and sound. And here we are on the road to Cheltenham. Again, hit the like, hit the share button. I'm going to be back very, very soon. I'm going to do a special little review show here on Sunday night. Hopefully, we're laughing all the way to the bank. Anyway, guys, hit the like, hit the share button, and I shall talk to you again very, very soon. Cheers.